Alright, I just got through putting a bunch of AN lines together, so I'm going to show everybody it's not finished. We're still waiting on the other carburetor and the side saddle linkage. I'm using an Enderley linkage, but pretty much is the kind of gist of what's going on. The intake's on, it's all torqued down and done. So that part's done. Distributor's back in, put back in time where it's supposed to be. Of course, I marked it, it popped right back in where it come out of. The only thing is, as you can see right here, you see how close this linkage is to distributor. Now it's an MSD Pro billet, and the tunnel ram is a Holley Pro Dominator, which I think these are one of the shortest, if not the shortest height-wise tunnel rams that was ever made. And of course, with the carburetor setting, what they call side saddle, sideways, because it's two double pumpers. And no, that's the 750. That's the 1050. They're both 4150 flanged. I have the 4500 top, and I also have the single Dominator top for this. But yeah, it's been hydro dipped, carbon fiber, and clear coated. The cool thing is, if you look right down in here, and I bought this, it was used, but it was actually new. It never got put on anything, apparently. It has a boss welded in with an O-ring oil fill cap. And there's also down there a hole for a vacuum pump, which I've got a rubber plug in it. But what I'm going to have to do is, I'll have a nitrous plate in here, so that'll raise it up some. But what I'm going to do is just put a 1-inch spacer under each carburetor to bring them up some, to get them away from that. I got all the fuel lines made, and I can flip them from side to side. I can put them on this side if I want, or on this side. I've got them hooked in on the secondary linkage side because there's less moving stuff in the way, and you're not trying to come out of here and go around this. And the other upside to this is, you know, that linkage, it uses these two bolts here, or which I have studs in my intake. They're basically 3/8 stainless, 2.5-inch grub screws or set screws with a socket head, Allen in the top. I just use them because I don't like turning and torquing into the threads in the head. I'd rather put this in till it bottoms out, put the nut on, and boom, you're done. But and then I found too, last time I torqued this to 25 foot-pounds, I had a little seepage on one of the water jack ports at the back. So this time we torqued it to 30 pounds, which is the same as what Chevrolet calls for anyway. But I went with 25 the first time because aluminum heads. But anyway, the studs solved that issue. But with the linkage, because the S10, I'm using the stock throttle cable with the little square thing, I could actually put a bracket off of right here if I wanted to, and plug it in, hook it into here, and just use the bell crank portion of the linkage and not use the part that comes down here, because then I don't have to fabricate a bracket back here to try to curl this all around and shove this down in there. I'm probably just going to put it right here and call it done. I know it don't look the best, but it's a lot better than trying to curl this around and wad this thing up back down in here. No, I'm not switching everything over. I'm not going to go to like a low car cable throttle. I don't care for them. I don't like them. This is part of the truck. It's been on it, and I'm going to use it. But basically, I'll probably just use, I've got a bracket that comes off of here, goes down in that little hole. It's just a little aluminum bracket that I can use. I've got the big black bracket I had on the single carburetor if I want to use it. Other than the fact it'll probably stick away out here somewhere. But that's probably what I'll end up doing. We ordered the carburetor from Speedway. I ordered the Enderley linkage because it's better. It's not like that cheap stuff you buy, that Chinese will fit crap. You don't want the linkage binding up, and it has all needle bearings in the heims and everything, so it's a much better setup. It's what the blower shop uses. It's what they recommend, according to Holley, to use for this anyway. And with these carburetors, they set not only at an angle like this, they're pitched to the front a little bit, but they're staggered. One set's over, one set's back. And I've used one of these in the past. They make good power. We're starting out with two 750s. If it's not enough, we can go up. If it's too much, we can go down. But the 1050 is going to go on the shelf for a while. We switched everything out yesterday on it, my son and I. I put all new Frigola fittings in this carburetor. I got another set for the new one. If I wanted to, I could take them out of here, but I don't want to. Once they're in there, they don't leak. I don't like messing with them. I'll have to adjust this regulator because I have one fuel pump feeding this regulator, feeds this carburetor. Another electric fuel pump is feeding this regulator to feed this carburetor. I'm going to come in right here, take these gauges out. I've got some stainless street L's. They're 1/8 inch. I'll put the gauge back in facing up or facing the front, whichever way. And then coming out the other end will be the dashboard to go to the fuel solenoids for both nitrous setups. I'm going to put a plate kit in each one. I'm going to run a Nitrous Express ML1000 mainline kit, put one under each here. I've got one kit. I'm going to have to order another kit, but I ain't in a big hurry to put the nitrous on it right now. That can be over the winter thing. Kind of running out of weather, being in the middle of September. I just want to play with it with this, kind of get these dialed in, then we'll play with nitrous. But there is a whole mess, as you can see, of these green, lime green fittings, some color fittings. I am very impressed with this stuff. They're no more expensive than anybody else. They're well made. They don't have any issues with the threads. They go together well. All the hose is Vibrant brand. I haven't had a leak one out of any hose or any fitting. And I mean, I've got fittings all over this thing. He stay up front. But there you are. It is all together. And I think we're convinced we can keep all this under a 6-inch cowl hood with a couple air cleaners. I'm not going to run one of them cheesy ass blower scoops with the rinky dink air filters in them. I'm going to run two 7-inch or two 9-inch K&N filters on it. And then if it comes to time I really want to get after it, I can take them off. So all I gotta do is drill a hole in the thermostat, which I didn't do last time. It kept creating an air pocket under here and it'd make a humming noise, so we're gonna do that while it's apart. 2 temp senders. There's a third one down there to read the temp coming out of this one. There's a lot of overkill, but you know what? I like overkill. So I think it looks pretty good. Some black air cleaners and all look good. So where'd he run off to? But, yeah, all of these are run. I just got to get them all tightened and adjusted. Get all the swivel. Plus this will be up another inch. But I think he went out the front. He's probably up there playing with his trucks in the dirt. But yeah, like I was saying, if you look, it's real. I mean, it's actually touching right there. And when this swivels down this way, I don't want it rubbing the top of that spark plug boot there at the distributor and end up causing an arc problem to something that carries fuel. So 1-inch spacer will give me an inch of space in there. And we're out of focus. Let's see if I can fix this, guys. There we go. So, but that's it. I've been wanting to do this for a long time to this truck, and now I'm going to do it. So, engine will handle every bit of it, I'm sure. So, next video I'll do is it making some noise with both of these on there, and then we'll get some video of it driving. I've been promising everybody, just ain't had time. As I said before, painting the house, replacing windows, redoing the basement, grandson. Yeah, life gets in the way sometimes. But there you go. There you go. I will put more up when we get more done. Everybody stay safe. God bless.